In the bizarre world of the next big thing, monster movies star actual monsters, menial jobs are performed by robots, and people say AO and AA instead of hello and goodbye.
Yeah, Dan.
This point-and-click adventure's gorgeous visuals create a captivating alternate reality vision of Hollywood, but its puzzles occasionally border on inscrutable, and this, along with a poorly implemented hint system, prevents the next big thing from being an entirely enjoyable experience.
Yeah. Dinner will be served shortly.
I've already had a bite.
In the meantime, make yourself at home.
You play as two characters, enthusiastic entertainment reporter Liz Allaire and jaded sports writer Dan Murray. While attending a gala event at the monster-owned and operated MKO Studios, Liz stumbles on a sinister scheme and finds herself in over her head. Dan reluctantly sets off to save her and, with her help, foil the diabolical plot. You meet some memorable monsters during your investigation, like the hulking Poet of Pain, who craves new and interesting ways of causing himself anguish so that he can be inspired to write poetry about it. But the two humans are the star of the show. Dan's dry, sarcastic dialogue is often funny, and although Liz's tendency to utter non-sequiturs initially makes her seem just plain strange, by the end her cheerful, go-get-'em attitude will win you over.
1, my head and my left earache. 4, if you come any closer, I will bite you.
A hint of romantic tension between the two very different leads makes you root for them and want to see the story through, though unfortunately they spend very little of the game in the same place, and this aspect feels underdeveloped as a result. As in so many point-and-click adventures, you move your characters around environments, picking up anything that might come in handy, from baseball bats to robot heads. Many of the puzzles make a kind of adventure game sense and are just tough enough to make solving them satisfying while still keeping the game from dragging to a standstill for very long. And fumbling around for a little while is enjoyable, particularly when playing as Dan thanks to his sarcastic responses to many of your suggestions. But there are a few puzzles that may inspire you to start banging your head against the wall. Even when you stumble on or finally work out the solution to one of these, the reaction they inspire is one not of satisfaction but of bafflement at how you were supposed to figure it out, and these moments sour the entire experience. The next big thing has a hint system, but it's not a good one. To have access to it at all, you need to select the easy difficulty option when starting the game. There's no option to adjust the difficulty later, so if you play several hours into the game and then get stumped, the only way to access the hint for that situation is to restart the entire game on easy and go through the motions of playing back up to that point. Additionally, there's only one hint available for any given situation. Sometimes this hint might make your next step abundantly clear, at other times it may be too vague to be of any help. At least the visuals are stunning. While the game never ties itself to any specific time period, the fashions, cars, and environments mesh to evoke the glitz and glamour of Hollywood's golden age, albeit a golden age in which monsters and robots are commonplace. The sumptuous visuals transport you to this era of class and elegance, and there are frequent scenes that wouldn't look out of place in a high-quality animated film. But you'll wish the characters moved a bit faster. Their slow walking pace will have you double-clicking your desired destination to make them instantly warp from one spot to another. And characters don't always line up properly when talking to each other. Dan sometimes looks like he's staring off into space while carrying on a conversation. It's too bad that a few maddening puzzles and other issues weigh down this beautiful journey to a time that never was. At $30, the next big thing is a reasonably priced adventure, and by the time you've reached the end, you'll have grown attached to its lead characters and intrigued by its world. But the experience isn't without its painful moments. The next big thing has its charms, but it falls well short of being a classic.
Hey ya!
Hey,